Hey, good evening, everyone. It's Bo with Bono's Weather here. I just wanted to get you the latest information on all the new model data that's come through and kind of give you another idea of what we're expecting for tomorrow into early part of the week and through Christmas. So, holiday time. Why don't we take a look at that here? Highlights the discussion today. I'm just going to show you the current radar, talk about the approaching snowstorm, review the current models, take a look at the severe weather in the south. It's pretty bad right now, and go through the current watches and warnings and highlight some possible Christmas snow for the upper Midwest here. So why don't we go forward? Uh, Latest GFS thinking 4 to 5 inches tomorrow. I think that's a little bit of a strong play. That's kind of on the backside of the storm as an upper level low kind of gets influenced in there, pulling some moisture into the backside. The main band is going to be well southeast of us, so we're not going to be getting the heavy snows that like Madison and Milwaukee and those areas are going to be getting. So didn't quite pull far enough north here, like some of the thoughts were the other day. So we'll go on to the NAM here. Similar 3 to 4. Looks like a couple pockets of 2 to 3 in here. So I think generally speaking, 1 to 2 inches maybe tomorrow night. And then some more snow for the coming week ahead. So we will hop over here. This is a Canadian model. They've kind of backed off. I don't know if you remember, but there used to be kind of a lump here that they were thinking there was going to be some higher snows. So that has kind of dwindled it down as well for our area. They're still thinking about 2 to 4, but again, it could be really depending on how close you are to this eastern part of the storm here. So progress here. These are I like to think they're just a little bit fancier looking models from Weatherbell. They kind of give you a little bit better picture of everything. Um, this is the GFS, again thinking we could be in the neighborhood of 1 to 2, in this area here. So this is a little bit different timestamp, but this one ended up putting a little bit more over the metro, around 2 to 3, 3 to 4. But again, I think it's a safe bet that at least 1 to 2 will fall in our area. NAM model, this is a little bit closer in framework here. This has us at about 1 to 2, which I think is a pretty safe bet because what I'm seeing right now on the radar is it's looking like this area is really going to be getting hit, and it looks like the heaviest of snows are actually going to end up being kind of over in the northeastern part of the country, up near Maine. Like this is the initial band, but a lot of the moisture kind of got taken away by the freezing rain last night and some of the severe weather to the south. So I think overall there's going to be some heavy totals down here, but I don't think it's going to be nearly the 12 to 14 inch range that we were thinking for as wide of an area. But I do think it's still going to be a sizable amount of snow for these areas down here. So I think this could be a fairly accurate portrayal of the readings. That in conjunction with the Euro model seem to be handling this one pretty good. Canadian model, this one, like I said, had backed off a little bit. So this is getting pretty realistic as well. So this is a little bit different timestamp here as well, but 1 to 2. At the end of the run period, they had us at about 3, but that could be starting to factor in some of the moisture from the Christmas storm since these things are so closely stacked up against each other. So take a look here. Here's a Euro model. They have a pocket up near Duluth, probably some lake-enhanced snowfall up there as the kind of the wind comes off the lake. So here in the metro, like I was thinking, 1 to 2. This seems to be a pretty accurate path with how the storm is going right now as well. So, like I said, it seems like the snow is really going to kind of explode up here in the northeast, even actually outside the U.S., kind of more so into Canada too. So, something to keep an eye out for if you're traveling out in those areas. We'll keep an eye on this though tonight because things are going to be changing with the track, and the slightest variance, 50 to 100 miles, can make all the difference in the world. So I do think though that the main band of snow is going to stay southeast of Rochester, so we could still have some light snow in the area, but it's not going to be from that core band. So whether it's slightly up here or slightly down here, if there's a little bit of variance in that track, I think majority of the models have it pretty accurate with the general positioning of it down here. So we're just going to get a little bit of a pocket on the backside of this storm with some snow. So we'll advance here. This is the end of the time frame for the the Euro model, and they have it, just really blowing up here, which is pretty impressive. Um, in our area, 4 to 6 inches. This is kind of the end of the period. This is also factoring in the clipper that we're expecting on Christmas too. So I'd really like to show you the Euro weather charts, but they're not allowed to broadcast right now. So that gives you kind of more of an idea of how much you're going to expect each day in the 24-hour realm, uh, bell to bell, so to speak. So this kind of gives you an idea right now, but we'll keep an eye on that as things change. But the bottom line with that is the last 3 days, that model's been pretty consistent with showing some snow for Tuesday into Wednesday and all the way in through Thursday. So the timing is still a little bit sketchy, but the bottom line, I think it's going to be Christmas that we could be seeing some snow. So, be safe traveling, but it'll be nice to see out the window when you're spending time with family and everything like that. So we'll go on to the severe weather we're taking a look at here tonight. This is the moderate risk that's been in place all day. There's been, numerous tornado reports and severe weather reports in the south. A lot of damage. There's been some large tornadoes. Reed Timmer and some of the chasers that are down there are seeing quite a big day. So definitely stay tuned to local media. I don't have the capacity to monitor every one of these little storms that pops up since it's such a widespread outbreak. But stay tuned to the National Weather Service and your local media outlets, and just monitor for sirens and stay alert, especially into the nighttime when these storms are coming through. These are the storms this time of year that can stay severe through the night and into the early morning hours, like we saw last month in Illinois and everything like that. So it's best to keep your eyes and ears peeled and have your weather radio on. There's also a couple of smartphone apps that you can download that have alert chimes for when severe weather's in your area. So keep an eye out for those as well. I'll post some of those on Twitter if you're curious too. So this is the tornado outlook for today. You can see this hashed area of 10 to 15%, and then the significant parameters with the hash line. So it's a pretty big day down there, especially for December standards. They do have a secondary severe weather season that time of the year down there, but considering this is reaching well into the Ohio Valley, that's a pretty far north, at least in my experience for December. So definitely stay safe down there and alert family and friends. That's all it takes is a simple phone call. Sometimes people aren't aware of the conditions. So. Snowfall rates up to an inch an hour, spreading into southwest Kansas and Oklahoma. This is going to be where they get a big chunk of that snow. Freezing rain's still been an issue in Missouri as well, parts of Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and parts of Illinois. Very close to where we just had that tornado outbreak last month. So definitely some dynamic weather going on here. So current warnings and advisories from bonosweather.com here. You can see the winter advisories, winter storm, winter weather advisories just southeast of us here. So these tornado watch boxes are coming in yellow, which I'm not sure why they've chosen that for the legend here, but usually red is for tornado watches. So just be aware of the conditions as they are happening tonight. I believe there's a new watch that's just posted in Kentucky as well. So there's things are expanding further northward as the night goes on too. So stay aware of that. This is the Christmas holiday storm I was talking about. The Euro model data from Euroweather.com. I can't post that, but this is some images below here from AccuWeather Professional, and this shows you kind of the precip as it's moving in. Kind of a little bit of a bullseye over Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, kind of western Wisconsin area. So some of the models are saying we could have as much as 4 to 6 inches on this thing. So it is a clipper. Usually those are moisture starved, but some of them, some of our biggest snows that kind of catch us off guard come from clippers. So it definitely could be something to watch. So we're going to keep our eyes on it here. And again, this is what I went through yesterday. Just ways to send me feedback if you have any. Keep track of social media outlets here for my updates, and Twitter is where I post the most frequent stuff. And again, this is the sources for some of the content. There's one other thing I wanted to show you real quick here on the Bono's Weather website to give you an idea for the snow that's coming to us possibly tomorrow. So I'll just show you one thing real quick here about the probabilities of snowfall to give you a better idea. Go to winter. This is something you can do at home as well here. go to enhanced probabilities. So this is showing you the probability from 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today, which is already passed, to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Probability of an inch of snow. So this is showing you we're not really having much of a chance of snow through tomorrow morning. The main action possibly comes tomorrow afternoon, but we do have 20 to 30% chance in the southeastern part of the state. So you can run up through the inch parameters. It goes 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 18. So you can see as I go through here, you know, 2 inches, it drops off even further. 4 inches, it's going to drop off even more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the inch range. I'm going to go into tomorrow when the action is supposed to be, more here. So you can see this kind of bubble on the back side of this thing, the upper level low. This is where the main action is tomorrow. So you can see here probability of an inch of snow. 7 a.m. tomorrow to 7 a.m. Monday. It looks like we're looking at probably excess of 70 to 80% chance, maybe even getting into some of these whites here. So upwards of 90% chance of an inch of snow. So you can see here if we click into 2 inches, probability drops off pretty substantially. So you're going from about 50 to 60, maybe close to 70% chance. But then if you go up to 4 inches, it drops off quite a lot. So you're down to 10 to 20% here. So that's why I'm kind of thinking 1 to 2 is a pretty safe bet. So things are going to be, it's going to be snowy tomorrow. It's going to be worth, paying attention to the roads and driving safe and everything like that. But I'm going to go back down to 1 inch here for the 24th. So you can see this is kind of as far out as this thing ranges because it's 7 a.m. on the 24th. But you can see this next clipper is starting to move in from the northwest. So, even a slight chance of snow as that's starting to creep in here. But the next time this runs through the next bit of data, it'll put another timestamp on here so you can kind of go through and see what the probabilities are for the Christmas storm that I've been talking about. So anyways, I appreciate you checking in tonight. Stay safe, and appreciate you checking in, and have a nice night, and stay tuned for the next video update. So thanks a lot. Take care.